What's going on, guys? Sorry about that. I'm Nick,
I'm Eric.
talking Unfair Sports. Welcome to another rendition. If you are watching us on Twitch, go check out Game Changer Sports Network. If you are watching us on Game Changer Sports Network, go check out my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Rictorshoue. All videos are uploaded to YouTube. Go check out my YouTube, Rictorshoue. Just type in Talking Unfair Sports, you can find us. Go to SeatGeek.com, use promo code GCSN, get $20 off of your purchase of tickets. And if you're in the Everett area, go check out Tabby's Coffee. Check out Tabby's Coffee. They will hook you up nicely. Tell them Talking Unfair Sports at you. Anyway, go check out Jeff's Basement and that one show where they talk about stuff. That's it. Good show.
You took the words right out of my mouth. See you next week.
We missed last week because I was sick, and Eric has a lot of stuff going on at work, and not worth it for him to be sick and out of work. So here we are, 1 week later. I'm feeling a lot better.
Oh, good.
How was your week?
Busy. Yeah, work busy, but I did, we were talking earlier, I did manage to get out and go fishing one day.
Hell yeah. Catch you some coho?
I did.
Hell yeah. I like it.
Yeah.
I have not been out on the water since we went shrimping.
Well, I mean, you say that like it was a long time ago, but
A little while ago.
like 3 weeks.
Yeah. It's longer than I would like.
Well, all you gotta do is ask.
I hear you. So crazy last 2 weeks in sports. We watched 3 major professional sports come to an end. The seasons are over for the NHL, the NBA, and the MLR. What would you like to talk about first?
Well, should we just congratulate the Raptors first? For,
Phenomenal.
winning the finals.
I'm not going to take anything away from the Raptors' win. They played great.
Yeah.
They did awesome. Really killed it. I was thoroughly impressed on how they shut down Steph Curry pretty well. But realistically, we're going to look back at this finals and we're going to say, man, if Golden State wasn't injured the way that they were injured, would it have been a different story? And I think so, but that's sports. That's sports.
It's the who can outlast the other team. I mean, both in the game, but also during the season.
Right. Yep.
So,
can't do you any good if you're injured.
It's not like the Raptors had a so-so season and then squeaked by and beat an incredible team.
Not at all the case.
Yeah, I mean, the Raptors had a great season. They played great basketball from start to finish, and they got rewarded.
Yeah, they brought a championship to Canada for the first time ever.
First time. Yeah.
Kawhi looked great. Kawhi got MVP. Congratulations, Kawhi. You think he's staying in Toronto or is he leaving?
Depends on the money.
Yeah, that's very true. He does not look very satisfied being a Toronto Raptor, in my opinion.
Yeah, but if they back up the truck for the guy.
I hear you. I hear it.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the first time.
That's very true. There has been a couple times where guys seem like they're out the door and end up staying.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so congratulations to the Toronto Raptors. It was a great series. Golden State, they played tough, but outside of the starters, why do the rest of the guys really have no business being on the court? Really, like they were definitely outclassed. The bench.
There's a lot of good players on the bench for the Warriors, but
This season, I don't know about that.
But to keep up with the Raptors this season, no.
The Raptors,
they their bench got outplayed.
Yeah,
is what happened.
Yep,
but
and they shut down some of the best. I mean, while Klay Thompson was playing, he was not. They were playing defense really well. And Steph Curry was getting doubled up, and there's nothing they can do about that when they got KD down and Boogie was looking, Boogie-ish. So, congratulations to the Raptors, and I'm not taking anything away from the Raptors. They played great, and they deserved that championship.
Absolutely.
So, the NBA season has come to a head, and LeBron didn't win, and KD didn't win. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I like Durant, but
I love Durant. Everybody calls him a snake, but I'm a big fan of Durant.
Yeah, I mean, there's only what?
Looney really failed them in that final. I totally agree with that. I'm surprised Steph missed that shot that he had. He had one last opportunity to bang home a three, and he just did not make it. Draymond should not have called that timeout, but what else are you going to do in that position? I don't really know. But, yeah, I totally agree with you. So, congratulations, Raptors. I don't think we need to hit that up anymore.
No, I think we beat that dead horse enough.
The Seattle Seawolves, back-to-back MLR champions. Wow, your cat's really talking right now.
Shut up, cat.
The Seattle Seawolves pull out the victory over the San Diego Legion.
Mm-hmm.
The San Diego Legion beat them twice this season and commandingly beat them.
They didn't.
Not through the entire season. I'm pretty sure they...
No, they split both their...
no.
They played twice, and the Seawolves won one, and the Legion won one.
No.
Seawolves won the first game.
No. Nope. We're going to stop and look it up right now.
Okay.
I don't think that's correct. How positive are you of this?
98% sure.
I don't think so, bud. They won the first one, you say?
Yep.
Nope. San Diego Legion won 17-13.
Okay, go to the next one.
All right. San Diego. 28-22.
Keep going.
They only played twice, bro.
Oh, I was thinking of NOLA.
NOLA? Yeah. NOLA, they
Yeah.
San Diego beat the Seawolves twice this season.
They did. They lost to the one that mattered.
Yep.
So
congratulations to the Seawolves. Congratulations to Kevin Flynn, who we've had on the show a couple times.
Yeah. Well, once really, but the second time
that was a mess.
Yeah, through no fault of his own, was a complete S show.
Technical difficulties. We'll get it figured out. But congratulations to the Seawolves. That was an exciting match.
It was.
The San Diego Legion had the lead. The Seawolves got it back. Then San Diego took it back. And there was times running out. And the Seawolves got it done.
Well,
with mere moments left in the game.
I mean, it's the same thing, in football. If you kick field goals all game, you're not going to win the game if the other team is scoring touchdowns.
Right.
The Seawolves went out there and they scored 5 tries, and the Legion only got 2, and then they were kicking for the rest of the game.
Yep.
So, I mean, you 2-3 points doesn't compete with 5.
Right. I was really impressed with when they were doing the lineout, when they were throwing the ball in from the lineout, and they got it to J.P. Smith. Everybody was looking way down the line, and they just flipped it to J.P. Smith real quick, and he ran it in for the try. Nobody was expecting that, and that was phenomenal. I loved that. That was a great play, great play. If Go
How
ahead.
about the two? I'm kicking myself for not remembering their names now. The two, I believe they're Fijian guys, the bald guys with the beards.
I know who you're talking about.
But their defensive play
Was phenomenal.
Oh my
Yeah.
God,
Dude,
they were taking people out
they were.
like
It was phenomenal.
multiple people left the match.
Dude, that one guy got trucked real hard, and he did not get. They kept playing, and they just kept zooming back to him, and he's just laying there.
They played around him.
Yeah, it's crazy,
Yeah.
man.
That dude got rocked.
Destroyed. A posse.
Yep.
I don't want to butcher that name, but yep, that's.
And then they're
Nicotini.
Yeah, and there's
Nicotini?
one more.
I
think it's
It was him. Lala Sava.
Yeah.
Lala Sava. Well,
It's hard to tell because I'm sure these are all preseason photos. So
Seawolves pulled it out. I liked that last try too. They had just mere moments left in the match, and they just just
pushed him in.
Powered bulldozer through and got it in, man. It was great. I loved it. It was a phenomenal match. San Diego Legion played a good game.
They did.
But like you said, you can't win kicking points the whole game. And the other team's getting tries. So good job, San Diego Legion. Great season. But your Seawolves are back-to-back MLR champions, and I love it.
Hell yeah.
The best team in the league for 2 years.
I know. That's great. That's going to be even better next year with
an expansion.
Three more teams coming online.
Yeah.
So
I think Boston's getting a team.
Atlanta and Columbus?
I'm not sure.
I say that with much less confidence. I know Atlanta and Boston are getting teams.
Now I know, it's a New England team, so I don't know if it's actually Boston.
I think it is.
I think it is Boston, but the teams coming in is Old Glory DC.
Oh, okay.
The New England Free Jackets and Rugby Atlanta. So 3 new teams coming next season. So, looking forward to it. If you guys aren't watching the MLR and you want to give rugby a try, man, check it out. It's phenomenal. It's really this was the first season that I actually really paid attention to it, and it was fun. I really enjoyed it. I'm glad we got to go to a game this year too. That was awesome. Yeah. So look forward to it next season, and once again, congratulations, Seawolves.
Yeah, and it's not expensive to go to an MLR game. If you're concerned about I don't know the rules or this, that, and the other thing, it's really not that hard to pick up.
It's not. It took me a couple games.
Yeah, I mean, you guys sit there and watch a couple games, matches, whatever.
Ask questions. We also got pamphlets though too, so I read through those pamphlets and tried to get a better understanding of it.
That's how I learned, rugby, even just by rudimentary understanding of the game. I wouldn't sit here and try and tell you how to draw up a rugby play. Right. I couldn't do that, but why certain things are happening, I could tell you that just by watching it.
Right. Yeah. So, I love watching rugby now, man. It's great. So if you guys aren't watching it, check it out, man. I'm telling you, MLR next season is going to be great. 3 new teams. Check it out.
And while we're on rugby, I'll just bust out one more thing real quick.
Yeah,
talk about USA Women's Sevens. So they're currently ranked number 2 in the world, and they had their last tournament in France, not last weekend, but the weekend before, and all they had to do was show up to earn the final team point to automatically qualify to finish in the top 4 to go to the Tokyo Olympics. And they did that, and they actually won that tournament. So they got gold. And that's the first time they've ever gotten gold in a tournament.
I love it. I like it.
And this has been their most successful season of ever. They've never finished higher than 5th at the end of a season. They've never won more than 2 medals, which they're second now, and they've won 4. And yeah. And they didn't just win by a little bit. Yeah. They beat number 1 New Zealand, and they started off the tournament.
Where's Fiji rank in the women's? Not sure?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I know that New Zealand's number 1, USA is number 2, and Canada's number 3.
Okay.
And they're 2 points behind New Zealand, 2 points ahead of Canada, who's number 3, and 8 points behind New Zealand, who's number 1.
Okay. I like it. Did you at all see the Women's World Cup? It's not over yet.
I wanted to, but I didn't. I did see congratulations to Ukraine for winning the under-20 World Cup.
Oh, okay. Did not know that.
In men's.
All right, there you go. There was some discrepancy while we were away about the first match that the women's World Cup soccer team played. The first match that they played, they outscored the team 13-0. And everybody was up. Yeah, 13-0. And it was Thailand. Yep, Thailand.
Damn.
And everybody was upset because they upran the score. This is the World Cup, guys. Like, this is the big stage for these guys, or these women.
Yeah.
This is the stage for them to do this. Don't give them crap for doing good. Give the other team crap for not doing good.
Totally agree. And especially if you have possession of the ball 73% of the time.
They only shot the ball 2 times, Thailand, where America shot 40. Don't give them crap for scoring 13 goals, man. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, it's... I don't know whether people are just, thinking like, oh, this is a gentleman's game or something. It's not. You're trying to go out there and win.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand why anyone would be getting crap for that.
I don't either. And they want to give this girl Alex Morgan crap for scoring 5 goals. She got a hat trick, clearly. She almost got 2 hat tricks in one game. Stop that woman. Stop her. If you don't want to be scored on 5 times by one person, stop them. Don't get mad for uprunning the score. I get upset when people in football get mad for they're beating the team 48 to whatever, and it's 4th and inches, and they punt the ball away. Like, come on, man, finish it. You can get that first down. Finish them, even though it's already finished. Stop them. I don't understand why people get mad for uprunning the score.
I don't either. I mean, I get it if we're talking about like Little League or something.
Yeah.
But if you're talking about a professional sport and you have a chance to score,
especially in the World Cup.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is the World Cup.
I mean, would you expect Pele not to score a goal if he could?
Yeah, he's going to score. He should score.
Yeah.
There's no reason.
They'll be like, hey, Mike Tyson, maybe
don't
throw
another
this guy out.
Yeah, don't throw another punch, Mike. You've already beat him on the scorecard.
Yeah, you've already beat him on points. Just don't get knocked out.
Don't get knocked out, Mike. No.
I don't know why these characters are like all of a sudden from New Jersey. But
I know. I like it, though.
I'm not complaining.
Yeah, dude. Ridiculous controversy that happened over that.
Which is a dumb
It's
controversy.
dumb. It's so dumb.
I honestly, I think, not to get like too like weird about it, but I think it's it comes back to that, everybody deserves a medal mentality.
And no, they don't.
And they don't. Yeah.
No.
If you're good, you get a medal. If you don't, you lose. Sorry.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah. If they scored 42 goals, I wouldn't be upset.
Wouldn't care.
I would be upset that I didn't watch it.
If the shoe was on the other foot, I wouldn't care.
No.
It's like, well, obviously you should have played better defense because they scored.
They shot 40 goals, or 40 times. They had 40 shots versus Thailand's 2. Versus Thailand's 2 shots. Do better, Thailand. Don't complain about getting beat.
Totally agree.
You got beat real bad.
And I don't think, honestly, it was Thailand that's complaining, but
Probably not. But
that's another thing.
Yep. So United States end up beating South Africa as well.
Ooh. They beat Brazil too, huh?
Yep. So the standings where it is right now is they're in Group F, if I believe. Yes. They're 2-0. They have 13 goals for. They only need 3 more wins, I guess, to advance to the next round.
Nice.
Oh, they're already in the next round. They're already qualified.
Cool.
Yep. So congratulations to the women's U.S. soccer team. You're doing good. Keep it up. And keep scoring 13 goals.
That's awesome.
Don't let them get down. Don't let them get you down. Score 15 goals next time.
Yeah, I mean, no one complains in baseball when you hit 18 when 18 runs score.
No, not at all. Do better.
Yeah.
Pitch better. Speaking of which, the Mariners, man. Yeah, dude. The Mariners currently are playing the Kansas City Royals in a 3-game series. The Royals came in to this series on a 9-game losing streak. And the Mariners could not beat them the last 2 games. What the hell is going on, man?
Well, it's because they got rid of Encarnacion.
Yeah, tell me how. So if you look at this,
miss hearing that.
Yeah, dude, I'm gonna miss the parrot rides, man.
Yeah.
I love when Edwin Encarnacion. He was a great bat for the Mariners, but you knew he wasn't sticking around the entire season.
Oh no!
But
none of these trades have surprised the Mariners.
Me neither. I mean, and we were calling for all the trades that happened at the end of the season last year. We were rooting for it.
Yeah. And
you and I were, at least.
Yeah. All the trades that happened at the end of last season, and we knew damn well going into the season that Jay Bruce wasn't not going to play for the Mariners the entire season.
No, and Edwin Encarnacion either.
Yeah.
It was either going to be him or Domingo Santana. But it looks like they stuck with Domingo Santana, though I don't know he's going to stay. It basically looks like...
Well, I think they're just kind of, I don't want to say padding these guys' stats, but they're kind of building up their sellability.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly. Crucify me for saying this. I wouldn't be surprised if Kyle Seager gets traded as well. I really wouldn't be surprised.
He's kind of the last big contract left.
So they are
Other
free.
Hernandez.
Hernandez's contract's up at the end of the season, I believe. I'm not 100% positive on that, but it looks like if it's not bolted down, it's gone. And if it is bolted down, it's starting to get loosened up to be gone.
Mm-hmm.
So their contracts through 2022, from what I'm reading, they only have 3 contracts that they owe money to in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of it is $0. And those 3 contracts that they have, I believe, are Yusei Kikuchi, Kyle Seager. I don't know who the third person is off the top of my head, but there's a third person. And all 3 of those contracts are optioned in the clubhouse. So they can nix that and be done with them. And they are looking at $0 in owed money. This is exciting for me. I don't know how you feel about that.
Yeah.
But the vision is there. The vision is there.
It is, and what's more exciting is what's happening to the team via looking at AAA.
Oh, yeah. So, like, I've gone down to a couple Rainiers games this season already. And watching these kids being developed, like, they got a guy down there named Ian Miller. He's stealing bags left and right. He is so fast, and he gets on base basically. Yeah, I think he's got an OBS around 300, if not above 300.
Damn.
The guy's getting on base, and he's stealing bags.
That's impressive.
Yeah, Ian Miller is going to be a name that you're going to hear. Justice Sheffield, the big name for the pitcher that they got back in the James Paxton trade. I almost said Paxton Lynch. The James Paxton trade that they got, actually he went from AAA down to AA because he's been doing so poorly. But everybody else is doing good and looks good. You've already seen Shed Long. Shed Long's been up.
Yep.
Braden Bishop, who his pancreas, I believe, one of his organs was lacerated, and he was playing, and he had to get surgery. And so I'm wishing a really speedy. I really like that kid. I'm wishing a speedy recovery, but that guy looks
Obviously
good.
Tough if he's still playing with a lacerated anything.
Whatever it was. I think it was a spleen or a pancreas.
Hell, most guys get a lacerated finger, and they're like, I'm on the 60-day IR.
Yep. So all of these kids, some of these guys you've already seen.
Yeah. No, they've brought these guys up and then sent them back down, to get a little experience.
Yeah.
Whatever,
Well, I mean, injuries barring. So,
right.
Yeah. So the development of the Mariners in the AAA standpoint looks good. Kepler, from what I'm hearing, is doing excellent. So the prospects are getting built within, and the MLB draft was I think they took 5 pitchers. I'm not 100% positive. They took a lot of pitchers.
I actually didn't pay attention to the draft.
I didn't pay attention to anybody else's draft but the Mariners. Right? The Mariners took a lot of pitching, a ton of pitching. So building within, I like it. So I'm looking forward to it. As frustrating as it is to watch as a Mariners fan today, right now, when you lose to a team who's on a 9-game losing streak and they're doing worse than you, it's not good. Does not look good.
Yeah, I mean,
they should have swept the Royals.
It doesn't look good, but what I'm seeing is something that I haven't seen from the Mariners before, where they're actually looking towards the future rather than just,
we can make it now.
Yeah, we can make it now, or oh crap, we're doing really bad. We got to stop the bleeding and do something drastic, and then it ends up putting them more behind than it does ahead.
Yeah. I wonder how things would be different. Said Jerry DiPoto had came into the organization, and instead of getting the mentality of we can win now, if he had came in and started building 3 years ago, where we would be at now.
Well, hopefully they'll stick with him, and we'll get a chance to see what Jerry DiPoto can do 3 years from now.
Yeah, well, I like where his head's at already. People are crucifying him online for this Edwin Encarnacion trade,
and I think that's dumb.
It is dumb because yes, we already had the guy who we trade base. Okay, so the way this went down is we traded this guy to the New York Yankees for Rumbelow, who we just released a week ago. They traded Edwin Encarnacion to the Yankees for that kid back. So we basically just bought Edwin Encarnacion's contract and got back the same thing we traded away. It's frustrating to see, but the contract's freed up for Edwin Encarnacion. And that helps on the cap space where I was talking about $0.
Yeah.
And then the kid spent time in another team's farm system. So he learned stuff from other people. From what I'm understanding, he was like a 30-something ranked prospect from the Mariners, traded to the Yankees, and then became a 15 prospect for the Yankees. And we got him back for more value. So development is already there.
Yeah. Now, I guess just as a bitter Mariners fan, I really hate trading with the Yankees.
So do I. Stop trading with the Yankees. The thing is even
and I also hate it as a Boston fan too, because come on,
it's crappy because after the trade, everybody who was in the Yankees organization was online bashing the Mariners about how stupid that trade was for us. Stop trading with the Yankees. Stop trading with Tampa Bay, too. Stop trading with Tampa Bay as well.
Also, as a Red Sox fan,
yes.
I can also agree with that.
Stop trading with Tampa as well. Don't trade with New York. Don't trade with Tampa. That's if I was – and I know Jerry doesn't care about what people think online. He doesn't. I've heard him say it in many interviews, but he shouldn't because he's got an idea. And I'm believing in the process here.
Yeah. I mean, I've bought a hook, line, and sinker, and I did last year. At the end of last year, when he was like, people are leaving. Get over it. Sorry. We're looking to the future. We're going to build something. It's going to be rough, but it's going to be worth it. And
boy, howdy, is it rough, though.
Yeah, but you know what? At least he's trying something different.
So you can see they are trying different stuff. They're doing this opener stuff instead of a starting pitcher where a guy will pitch for
like Tampa Bay.
Doing. Yeah. It's not working out for them very well, but at least Yusei Kikuchi's not getting beat up as bad as – I don't want to see Yusei Kikuchi, who's supposed to be one of the best pitchers that the Mariners are supposed to have in X amount of years, getting beat up right now. This is not – he needs to be pitching better.
Yeah, or throwing his arm away like Hernandez did for a team that wasn't going anywhere.
Right. The development needs to be there, and I don't want to watch Yusei Kikuchi get taken out in the third inning with 6 runs on the board.
Totally agree.
So it's rough to watch, but the development is there. I see it. I 100% see it. Just rough to watch right now. We might set a record for most games lost where the other team scores more than 10 runs in a game. Horrible. But
yeah, but when you have 2-3 errors a game,
bro, so they've cut back on the errors quite a bit in the last week, but they're still present.
Still,
yeah, it was so rough, man.
I mean, there are still players on the Mariners that have as much or more errors
than other teams,
than some teams.
Yeah.
So
yeah, frustrated to watch, but
yeah, I mean, it is kind of like watching a AAA team play in the majors, but
yeah. Well, you know what? He said this was going to happen.
Yep.
And you know what? I'm glad they traded away Edwin Diaz. I love him as a pitcher. The kid was great. Really nice guy. Loved watching him. But since he's been in New York, he's been doing horrible.
Well,
been doing real bad. So you took advantage of his phenomenal season that he had last year. And this is what we were talking about at the beginning of the end of the season last year.
Yeah, and that's how it usually goes with closers. I mean, you don't usually follow up a phenomenal year with another one.
Right. So here we are. And Robbie Cano's not doing too well in New York from what I'm seeing either. He's not doing horrible, but dude, Nelson Cruz is blowing the bat up in Minnesota though. Man.
Yeah, well, yeah, Minnesota's one of the best teams in baseball right
they're
now.
killing it right now. So I'll be keeping my eye on Nelly.
Which, I mean, isn't super surprising because
they've been doing what the Mariners should have been doing.
They didn't make the playoffs last year, but they had a surprisingly good season the season prior.
Mm-hmm.
So they've kind of gradually been going.
That's what I'm saying. Is they have been doing what the Mariners should have been doing 3 years ago. This is why the Minnesota Twins are relevant now.
Yeah, and the same thing with the Brewers. They did the same thing. I mean, they were like, oh, God, the Brewers are in town. And then I was just like, oh, shit.
The Brewers are in town. Yeah. Yep. So, that's where we're at with the Mariners, unfortunately. But I feel a positive upside coming. Not in the near future, but
in
the next couple years.
Yeah, next couple seasons, yeah.
I can see the Mariners making a good run in 2021, 2022. This season's going to suck for them, and next season's going to suck for them. But, we knew this was going to happen.
Yep. So, I kind of had to.
It had to, yeah.
Otherwise,
the Mariners have never really done a rebuild like this.
Right.
And
that's what they need.
And I'm glad somebody's finally doing it.
You know what's going to be messed up, though, is DePoto's going to do all the work, and they're going to fire him because he had 2 or 3 bad seasons in a row.
That's not going to happen.
It's
not going to happen. And Scott Service is going to be around in 3 years as well. Everybody knows the situation. Everybody gets it. Everybody knows. They've came out and said this. If they lose horribly in 3 years.
That's easy to say now.
In 3 years. I'll say in 3 years, if they are doing as bad as they're doing right now, people will be out of jobs. But in this season and the next season, Jerry and Scott are safe.
I think I would start to worry next season.
Oh, I wouldn't.
I hope you're right.
But yeah. So who knows?
Well, hell, they were talking about getting rid of oh my God, what's his name? The head coach for the Cowboys.
Jason Garrett.
Yeah, Jason Garrett.
Well, the thing is Jerry Jones loves Jason Garrett to death. That's not going to happen until Jason Garrett really, really drops the ball. They made the playoffs last year. What do you want?
I know. That's what I'm saying. But, like, everything I read online was like, how long is this guy going to be here? I was just, whatever. It's like, I think he's doing fine. I mean, as much as I hate to admit it for the Cowboys. But
okay, yeah. Look, I get if it's frustrating when a team makes the playoffs.
And we've seen that at UW, WSU. We saw that at name a school or a professional organization. We've seen that exact situation play out before. It's not like it would be the first time.
Right. It's frustrating when a team gets to the playoffs but doesn't win, and still people are like scrutinizing the coaching staff.
That's frustrating. The other thing that's frustrating, though, is that when one coach does all the work and then gets fired because he's still paying for some previous mistakes, and then the next coach comes in and they're like, well, you won a national championship, or he won the whatever trophy, or whatever.
What about the Browns
and
last season?
It's just like,
what about the Browns?
What about the guy who brought all of these guys in, trained them, did all the freaking work, and this guy's just like,
What about the Browns last
They're
season?
called
What was the cat's name that was the head coach for the Browns at the beginning of the season? They got fired, and then they ended up winning 7 games, and all of the groundwork that he laid was basic. Hugh something.
I can't remember off the top of my head, but
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We're on the same page.
totally.
It's messed up.
Yeah, he brought a bunch of people in, and then they fired him, and then they didn't even hire another head coach. It was
They
the
just
offensive
interim.
coordinator.
Yeah, they interimed the offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
But he did all the groundwork for it. Like Baker Mayfield, like
He wouldn't have been there
No.
if it wasn't
No.
for the head coach. It wasn't. Well, I think there was a little more to that situation. I think
I'm sure there's some underlining stuff that we weren't aware of.
I think a big thing that happened in Cleveland last year was it had more to do with play calling
right.
than it did with his ability
To coach.
to coach.
Yeah. I feel it. I get it. So I don't know. We have about 20 more minutes left before we hit the hour mark. Would you like to start hitting on our top 3 wide receivers?
Sure.
Of all time. All right. So on this one, I tried really hard to keep it to guys who were in the era of which I've started watching football.
So did I. I almost broke with my third, but I didn't.
Okay. I respect that. How about, because I emailed it to myself because I had it on my phone. I emailed it to myself. All right. So I almost broke with my third one as well. I gave an honorable mention to Steve Largent.
So did I.
Honorable mention to Steve Largent because he had a career history with the Oilers and Seahawks, and he was a 7-time Pro Bowler, 3-time first-team All-Pro, 4-time second-team All-Pro, Man of the Year, and he led the NFL in receiving yards in 79 and 85. The reason why I did, and he was a Ring of Honors for the Seahawks, and the Seahawks have retired his number.
Yes.
Largent was a model of consistency who held the career receptions, yardage, and touchdowns record for the time at his retirement. He was the leader for receptions, yardage, and touchdowns. He was the best receiver of his time. That's why I gave him an honorable mention. I would have put him at 3. But I never watched Steve Largent play, so that's why I did not pop him on my list.
Okay. So you want me to start with number 3?
Yeah, go ahead. Give me. Or you did an honorable mention to Steve Largent as well, though. Steve Largent could have been 3 for me, but I did not give him.
He
3.
could have. The reason that I didn't was because of the number of receptions.
Okay. The number of receptions was what?
I didn't write that down.
I have it written.
I wanted to say
my notes. His receptions were 819.
Okay, and so that's the reason I gave my number 3 spot to Terrell Owens.
Me as well. I also gave my number 3 spot to Terrell.
So he played for the 49ers, Eagles, Cowboys, Bills, and the Bengals. 6-time Pro Bowls, 5-time first team, 3-time NFL receiving TD leader. I said 1,078 receptions, 15,934 receiving yards, and 153 receiving TDs.
Absolutely. I got him as a 6-time Pro Bowler.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know if you mentioned that as well.
Yeah, I did.
3-time touchdown leader.
Yep.
So that was crucial for me.
I didn't get the NFL
first team
all decades.
All decades. Yep. Okay. So yeah, he was in 2000s all decade second team. So he's clearly worthy of being on this spot. The receptions definitely outweighed Steve Largent, and
also the touchdowns.
The touchdowns as well.
And versus 153.
153.
And
He had 100 reception or 100 touchdowns. Steve Largent did.
Yeah, and Randy, or not Randy
153.
Moss. Yeah, Terrell Owens
Terrell
at
Owens.
153.
So with you saying Randy Moss, I'm assuming
He's
you put
number
Randy
two.
number 2.
Well, I mean, there's 2 players that pretty much have all the records for wide receivers, and
It's Randy Moss and Jerry Rice.
yes, it is.
And I don't think there was any discrepancy in Randy Moss and Jerry Rice being 1 and 2.
Honestly, how could there be?
If there's not, my dilemma was hitting that number 3 spot, and I really almost
That was my dilemma too.
I really almost gave it to Steve Largent, and I didn't want to be a biased Seahawks fan.
I almost did just because they were close enough, and Steve Largent was so consistent for his time, and he's been such a big influence for the Seahawks in general. I was just like, I don't care if I'm a biased Seahawks fan. I'm going to throw Steve Largent a bone.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh yeah, Terrell Owens. I forgot about that guy.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to go back to 1925.
No,
like,
absolutely not.
I didn't watch the guy. He doesn't affect a team that I like. Whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally 100% agree with you. Another guy that I was considering throwing in my 3 was Larry Fitzgerald, but I did not, only on the premise of the fact that the guy's still playing and I don't want to spit out numbers until he's done playing. But Larry Fitzgerald is definitely, if we're talking about top 5.
Before, there was somebody, at least on one of my lists. That is
I think I've done it as well.
Oh, J.J. Watt.
Yeah. Dude, I was trying, because Larry Fitzgerald, if he's not in your top 5 or your top 10, you need to reevaluate.
I would put Larry Fitzgerald top 5, no problem.
Gary, yeah, easy.
Larry.
I said Gary. I said Larry. Larry, yeah. Eric's my number 1 receiver. I like it. Oh my gosh. So yeah.
God damn it.
I really didn't think this discussion was going to be very long, because Randy Moss and Jerry Rice guaranteed, there's no better receivers than that. Another guy who I was thinking about throwing in there on the 3, but he just didn't have the numbers, but I liked his style on the field, and he did. Dude basically came up with, if a cold was in the field or in the stadium, he'd catch it. He was that good. Was Chad Ochocinco. I also went with Chad Ochocinco as well.
Good call.
But his numbers were not there. Where did you get that?
That's true. That dude had sticky friggin' fingers.
Yeah. Yep. I don't want to go to Chad Ochocinco's website. But yeah, Chad Ochocinco. Look at his numbers.
Plus,
his numbers were not
hilarious on the league.
Oh, he's so funny. He was a 6-time Pro Bowler, 3-time first team, 1-time second team. And dude, really honestly, he only played for 10 years, I guess that's a long time. 766 receptions, 11,059 receiving yards.
Well, that's only 4,000 yards less than.
4,000 is a lot of yards, man. That's almost an entire season.
I know, but yeah, okay.
That's almost 4 seasons worth of.
I didn't write down how long Terrell Owens played.
I have it.
I was just gonna say, if it's more than 10 years,
Terrell Owens played from 96 to 2012. That's a long time.
So yeah, that would be 16 years.
That's a long time for a receiver. The shelf life for a receiver, do they last that long? Can't imagine them lasting that long. What's the average time of a career for a wide receiver? Definitely
off
not.
the top of my head.
Definitely not the length of a running back for sure.
But there you go. I mean, he played 6 more seasons than Ocho Cinco.
Right. And that's what I was saying is Ocho Cinco's numbers weren't really there, but he played almost half the amount of time.
Well, third amount of time. But
whatever. We're getting into semantics. We're getting into semantics there. He played a significant amount less.
He played half a decade less, more.
Yeah. So I would also give Chad Ochocinco a nod.
Totally agree.
Yeah, so Larry Fitz and Chad Johnson, Chad Ocho, definitely should be talked about. But what's so funny?
I was thinking about the league. It's like, well, it's not very often that you meet this one person with the same Spanish Roman or numerals as a last name.
Okay. Do you want to read Jerry Rice's?
You read. I'll read Randy Moss. You read
Jerry Rice. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
So number 2, our 1, 2, and 3 was the same. So number 2.
So number 2, Randy Moss played for the Vikings, Raiders, Patriots, Titans, and the 49ers. 6-time Pro Bowler, 4-time first team, offensive rookie of the year, Pro Bowl MVP, 5-time NFL TD leader. He
Damn, that's impressive.
Right. If that's not enough, his NFL records are 23 receiving touchdowns in a season and 17 receiving touchdowns as a rookie.
It's insane. What a rookie season. Randy Moss, man.
And
I
love
watching
crazy,
that guy. Yeah, Jerry Rice.
God damn.
Jerry Rice's numbers are outstanding. He played with the 49ers, the Oakland Raiders, and the Seattle Seahawks.
And the Broncos.
And as a practice squad member.
Yeah.
He was a 3-time Super Bowl champion, 1-time Super Bowl MVP, 1-time NFL Most Valuable Player, 13-time Pro Bowler, 10-time First Team All-Pro, 2-time Second Team All-Pro, 2-time NFL Offensive Player of the Year, 6-time NFL Yards Leader, 2-time NFL Receptions Leader, 6-time NFL Touchdown Leader, 75th Anniversary All-Team, 1980s All-Decade Team, 1990s All-Decade Team. San Francisco has retired his number. His NFL records are 1,549 career receptions.
Yep.
22,895 career receiving yards. 197 career receiving touchdowns. 208 total touchdowns. 23,546 career all-purpose yards. His career stats were 1,549 receptions. He had a 14.8 yards per reception as an average for his career. 197 receiving touchdowns, man. This guy is clearly far and by a mile the best wide receiver the NFL has ever seen.
Yeah, but then he also added 208 total touchdowns.
Yeah, I said that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh,
total touchdowns. Yep. 208 total touchdowns.
Yeah, but the one that really blew me away was the 23,546 all-purpose yards.
Yes. Insanity.
Jesus.
That's so crazy. Dude, nobody else on the field that has ever put pads on. That, dude, we can debate
1,500 receptions.
Dude, we could debate quarterbacks. We could debate running backs. We could debate tight ends. But when it comes to a wide receiver, if Jerry Rice is not your number one, you need to reevaluate your football knowledge.
Totally agree.
Jerry Rice is the greatest wide receiver of all time. The GOAT. Just like Michael Jordan is in basketball. Boom! Went there.
Don't care. Totally
Went
agree.
there. Yep. Jerry Rice is the GOAT. Nobody does it better. Nobody will do it better. Will you please argue with each other? No, man. So because
Not on this one.
There's no debate here. Jerry Rice is the greatest wide receiver ever.
Yeah, and the records that Jerry Rice doesn't have, Randy Moss has.
That's why Randy Moss is too.
Exactly. That was super easy.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. I'm going to look up the statistics, but yeah, it's got to be Jerry Rice and Randy Moss. Done.
Yeah. And this is what I was saying. It was hard pressed for me to find the number 3, but ultimately, I think anybody who really looks at it can definitely tell you Terrell Owens, if he's not 3, he's 4. And if he's not 4, he's 5. He's in your 5 for sure.
In terms of modern players, anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, if you want to dig up, whoever from the 1925
Green Bay Packers. Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead. And if you want to put them in there, that's fine. Good for you. But
this is
that would
clad solid. Like
if I was gonna go with any wide receiver that I didn't watch, it would be Steve Largent.
Yep. Me too. Yep. I was definitely very much considering Steve, but I had to give him a nod. I had to say, hey man, Steve Largent definitely was real close on getting 3 for me.
Yeah, it was the receptions and the yards. It was.
I mean, when he retired, he had all of the records. When he retired, he was the best.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you're not speaking about Steve Largent and one of the greatest wide receivers of all time, then, I mean, we're not looking at the statistics right.
That's true, and I'm not. And that was an entirely different game that got played back then.
Absolutely, which is why I wanted to give Terrell Owens the 3 spot.
Right. I mean, even when Terrell Owens was playing, it was an entirely different game than when Steve Largent was playing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3. That's your wide receivers.
And I think that's what's that's what's tricky about football is that the game has changed. You can go back and can compare old players in baseball to newer players and draw a reasonable comparison, because really the only thing that's changed has been, integration, and that happened quite some time ago.
Yeah.
I mean, I
can dispute that, though.
There have been some rule changes, but
not even so much the rules, but the fact that the stat casts that you get now, technology definitely makes a huge difference.
That's true.
And these guys are
bigger now.
That aside, these guys train significantly more than what those guys did back then. And you definitely don't see a guy sipping on a whiskey, smoking a cigar in the dugout, and then going out to bat.
That's true, but how long did it take for Lou Gehrig's consecutive game to get broken? Almost 60 years. And he was playing in the 20s and 30s and a little bit into the 40s before he passed away.
Yep. What did he die from? Just kidding.
Nobody has still beaten Joe DiMaggio's hit streak.
No. I don't think that's ever going to be beaten.
No one has yet to beat Ted Williams' batting average for a season.
Yeah.
Well, he was the last person to bat for him.
Do you think that has to do with the fact that the pitchers weren't taking care of themselves the way that pitchers take care of themselves now? And it was maybe a little bit easier to hit the ball back then?
Maybe.
Just speculation.
It could be, but it's still a tiny ball getting thrown somewhere between
80 and 90 and 100 miles an hour. Yeah.
Or some of the pitches, 69
Yep.
to 105.
Yeah. It's not easy. Hardest thing in sports. That's what they say. That's what they say. So that's the end of the show. If you are not following Game Changer Sports Network and you're watching this on YouTube or whatever, go follow Game Changer Sports Network on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Check out Jeff's Basement on Facebook. Check out that one show where they talk about stuff. Check out Talk Interference Sports' Facebook page.
Yeah,
we have an Instagram. We have a Twitter. We have YouTube.
A Farmers Only.
He has a Farmers Only. And a Grinder.
I don't know that one.
We're also
I
live
only
on,
follow sheep.
We're also live on Twitch. Go check out my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Rictorshoue, RICTORSHOUE. Go to SeatGeek.com to purchase tickets for your next sporting event or comedy show or concert, or whatever. Use promo code GCSN. Get $20 off your purchase. Are you in the Everett area and you want some coffee? Go to Tabby's Coffee. Tell them Talk Interference Sports sent you. They'll hook you up nicely. I don't have anything else for you.
I'm good.
All right, guys. Thanks again so much. Sorry about last week. We will see you guys next week. Nick Lombardi from Game Changer Sports Network should be joining us, and he will be joining us talking just sports in general. He's a Yankees fan, so I would like to hear what you guys go back and forth on. It'll be fun. Nick Lombardi will join us from Game Changer Sports Network next week. Go check out his wrestling podcast on Game Changer Sports Network's Facebook. Have a good week, guys.